sponsor, Manscaped.
Uh-huh.
You know, have you tried the new equipment that's been sent?
I'm afraid because it says weed whacker. I'm scared.
Maven, Manscaped. What are you thinking about
Love it.
Manscaped, dude?
Love it.
What do you use it for?
Necessity. What don't I use it for? Put it this way. The only hair I have on my entire body is these eyebrows.
Yeah.
That you see. These caterpillars racing to the middle of my nose. That's it.
That is it.
That's all I have. And that's all I want.
That's the
So Manscaped is a
You-
must.
We were talking before the show. There's nothing worse than just hair.
Yeah.
Right? Hair on a woman, hair on a man. It's just bad.
Absolutely. And it's the one thing that the older I get, it starts growing more in unwanted areas.
Absolutely.
I hate it.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Just going to go out there.
Oh, boy.
Go for it.
You're doing a deed.
Yes.
Again, I don't want you to have to admit this because we, as men, we try not to admit this. But if you're going to
Oh,
go
I
do the
know
deed
where-
on a
I
woman,
know where
would you
he's
rather
going.
have her be hairless or a little hair, racing stripe, or
Racing stripe.
full retro bush?
Racing stripe.
Retro Bush is out.
Yes, thank you.
Retro Bush is out.
Yeah.
I don't mind a small, well manicured landing strip. Every now and then, if it's completely, and I'm talking like baby's ass bald, then I start. Where is that pedophilia line? I don't want to
Wow.
wander into that.
That's
thought
very
of it like
interesting.
that.
I never thought about that. You're a
Wow.
smart dude. Holy shit.
So if the landing strip is clean enough for the plane to go in smoothly, you're cool with that?
If the landing strip has, like I said, well manicured,
Yeah,
you can see both sides. It's not
Like blinking lights on both sides of that
I
landing?
just don't. I don't want. I don't want the shrubbery going off into unwanted areas on that as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, look
but-
what you found. Ooh.
I got to be all honest though. Hey, the older I get though, I don't think I can be as
I found it! I found
have
it!
you ever gone down there and she slowly brings down the underwear? Then
What is
retro? Just,
Absolutely.
You're like, whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
like
46.
it pops
of
out?
course.
Do you like walk out or what do you do?
No, I muster through. I muster up the courage to get
He's
through.
a trooper. He's a trooper. Got to give him an A.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah,
There you go.
I hear you.
There you
Listen,
go.
I couldn't
Super
say.
Bush.
I couldn't say. Well, if you have the same beliefs as Maven does, Manscaped could help you.
Absolutely.
The weed whacker.
Absolutely.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I may have to, go in a room, close the door, and hang out with the weed whacker for a little while.
Yeah, I think you're a retro guy, aren't you?
I like 70s adult films, if that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
but
only
with that,
Ron
we're going to take a
Jeremy,
quick
Batman.
commercial break, and we'll be
Anyway.
back with this wrestling icon, Maven.
We will see you in a drop kick second.
Drop kick.
I'm Rosa Mendez, and I'm here at the #1 Long Island broadcast, Monty and Pharaoh. I had the best time ever!
Hey, listen, Daddy, you're listening to the #1 broadcast, Monty and Pharaoh, Daddy, in Long Island. The best pro wrestling broadcast of all time, I think.
Jimmy, I got to tell you, man, it feels good to be back on YouTube. It was quite disappointing what happened to us, but we bounced back fairly quickly.
Well, what else would we do? We're almost at 5,000 subscribers.
Well, speaking of that, man,
Yeah.
we need more members.
Okay.
What do you think we need to do to get the people of those 5,000 subscribers to come on and join the team as a Monty and the Pharaoh member?
Nudity is out of the question. Any other ideas?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But what I do have a few ideas.
Well, just like Prel, they should tell 2 friends, and they could tell 2 friends, and so on and so on. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Check out all our content.
But that's, you know what? That's why you're the star of the show, because guess what? Members get special content. Even we spoke about it. Pharaoh came to me one day and he goes, man, what's the deal? I can't even watch some of these videos because I'm not a member. And I said, there you go, Pharaoh. You got to be a member because this is what the members get. They get free content
Nice.
that none of the other fans that watch this show get.
That's right.
You get free autographs from some of these wonderful stars that come in, right?
Nice.
All you do is you go to the MNP webpage, or right, our own page,
Yeah.
and shoot us an email and say, hey, man, I want a picture of Tommy Rich. I want a picture of whatever. And boy, that's
We
on its
give
way.
them their choice.
That's right.
We rock.
We do rock.
And you need to rock too. Join.
Straight out of my office, ESO Studios in Walden, New York, comes the After Show, found here only on the Monty and the Pharaoh channels. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Sorry I missed last week. Had a little bit of a health issue. No, nothing too serious. I just kind of overexerted myself. I was a little surprised. You know, this getting old stuff kind of sucks. But now, basically, what happened is up here in the Northeast, we were getting like this smog coming down from these Canadian wildfires from up north, and I made the mistake. I was working out outside all day, and then really didn't keep myself hydrated like I should have. And then I went into work at the bar, and next thing I knew, I between running between the kitchen and the bar, I got really lightheaded, and next thing I knew, I almost passed out. And well, it wasn't a really fun experience, but I apologize for not getting a show out last week. But now you kind of know why. Well, definitely wasn't fun, and definitely know to get myself better hydrated on the day when I got so much going on. But hey, listen, we're back, and I'm better than ever. Woo! Yeah. First thing, as always, I got to send a special thanks out to Mike Monty and Jimmy Farrow, because if it weren't for them, I would not be here doing this show. The Monty and the Farrow Show can be found at 9 p.m. live every Thursday on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And also, they are the featured show on the Intuitive app. Yeah, they are. They're growing. These guys are awesome. You don't get a chance to check out, if you haven't had a chance to check out their show, you got to do it. It's 9 p.m. every Thursday. And you know what follows it? At 10:30, it's ESO in the after show. Yeah. So you can also find them streaming on every major podcasting network. And wherever you find them, chances are you find ESO and the after show. So let's get going with this today. Whew. First thing I got to do is, I didn't have a chance to talk about this last week, not doing a show, but one of my favorite wrestlers from when I was a kid passed away this past week, and that was the Iron Sheik. I got to see the Iron Sheik wrestle several times in the Poughkeepsie Civic Center over the course of, 3 to 4 years, and while most people hated him, I didn't have that hate for him because of some interactions my grandfather had with Nikolai Volkov, and I realized, once I hit 11, 12 years old, I kind of felt like I had the ins because I was already, checking out the dirt sheets every weekend. I'd stay up till like 4 a.m. and I'd set my alarm for 4 a.m, and then I'd get on and I'd tune the radio in and try and find the dirt sheets that were getting broadcast. It was so cool. But anyway, the Iron Sheik, I didn't get to meet him, but I actually got to meet Nikolai Volkov at one point, and he was a really, really cool dude. I met him later on in life, but the first interaction that he had with my family was back in 1985. My grandfather and grandmother were on the boardwalk in New Jersey, and they were getting ice cream. And you know who they ended up having ice cream with that day? Nikolai Volkov. Yeah, I have pictures of my grandparents hanging out with him. And at that point, they told me what a nice guy he was. And I had already been kind of clued in on some things based on some family friends and some things that were going on. But it was really cool to see that. And I still to this day have a photo, just have to find it, of Nikolai Volkov and my grandmother eating ice cream together. But the Iron Sheik, man, that dude was such a cool dude. You realize what this guy did for the name of the business? It's crazy. This guy literally made you hate him for years. He put himself in the firing line forever, just for the gimmick, just to get over, just to entertain you. That took some balls. How many fights did that dude have to get into because of his gimmick as this Iranian? Yes, he was Iranian, but that dude was as American as you and I. He was an immigrant, and you know what? So what? He was an American citizen. So that's off. Iron Sheik, and I loved your Twitter account. I know it wasn't you for the past few years, but that was a reinvention of you. That was freaking amazing. Iron Sheik, rest in peace. I really that was an entertainer that it's sad that we had to lose. At I know he was 81 years old, and the dude probably outlived his time, with all the drugs and the alcohol, the partying, and everything like that. But what the hell? Iron Sheik, rest in peace. I saw today, one of the other Monty the Pharaoh people were talking about that St. Peter was able to play with the Persian gloves and Persian clubs, and was he able to do it, and or was the devil? And he said Phil decided the devil couldn't do it because the devil couldn't play a fiddle, so the devil couldn't do the Persian clubs. kind of sounds a little silly, but you know what? Whatever. Iron Sheik, rest in peace, and you will be missed, my friend. You will be missed. Outside of that, so today, I'm a little late recording, and I apologize, Mike, but shit happens, and so last night I had a little bit of a late night at the bar. I bartend at. If you guys have ever seen the movie Super Troopers, the movie that is featured in the beginning of the bar, the Golden Rail Ale House in Newburgh, New York. In the movie, it was known as the Thin Queen Tavern. But I bartend there several nights a week, and my family owns it. My aunt and uncle do, and it's always an interesting time there. And so I've had some pretty crazy experiences, and the other day was no different. I had a young lady come into the bar, and she sits down in front of me and orders a Miller Lite. No problem. We had Miller Lite in the can. I pulled it out, popped it open, propped it in front of her, and proceeded to keep serving everybody else in the bar, walking around. It's my job to keep everybody smiling, talking, introduce people. You want to keep things going at a bar. You want to keep everybody happy. You want to keep them smiling. So this girl starts talking to me and opening up to me, telling me a little bit about her life. She's a nurse, blah, blah, blah. She's got out of a bad relationship, all those type of things. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So she's going on and on for a few minutes. I go back and forth serving patrons and coming back and forth to her. But I guess this kind of annoyed her that she didn't have my whole attention. And one of these times I went and I had to serve another customer. Hey, listen, that's my job. I want everybody there to have a good time. It's not all about the one person that's in front of me at that time. Well, this young lady's, now turns to me and says, I came to the bar to be alone. I want to get away from people. I don't know why you're standing here talking to me this whole time. I'm the bartender. I didn't engage you. You engaged me in a conversation. This is freaking hilarious to me. So I ended up laughing, and I walked to the other end of the bar. So she ends up having another interaction with one of the other customers, saying to him and his girlfriend, "You don't remember when you last saw me, but you were such an asshole to me." And then she's saying to the girlfriend, "You can do so much better than him." It was absolutely, absolutely insane. Well, we're all laughing at this point at this young lady because, she's got a screw loose, and she's not coming across as inebriated. She's just coming across as a lunatic. Whatever. So she ends up chasing this couple out. They're a nice couple. I know them. They're one of my regulars. I saw them a couple days later, and we laughed about this. But next thing I know, it's a very good looking young lady. So it's not like she's not hard on the eyes or anything. Just would be hard on the brain. But anyway, so I have this good-looking older gentleman that comes in. The guy is in really, really good shape. His name is Wolfie, and he sees this good-looking girl. So, of course, what's he going to do? He goes and sits down next to her and starts engaging with her and talking to her. At this point, I had a couple of new customers come in, so I'm basically a couple seats over from them, kind of talking about the bar, talking about the history of the bar, some of the things that have happened there, because there is a lot that have happened there. The bar is an old toll house from the 1800s that got converted into a couple of other things before it became a bar, and it's been a bar for quite 40, 50 years now. Almost, yeah, wow. Crazy that it's been out, that it's been open that long. Anyway, so and it's had several movies filmed there, and the most famous being Super Troopers, blah blah blah. I'm going through the young ladies, and then we start overhearing this conversation that Wolf, uh, good-looking older man, say 55-ish, young lady, crazy 33-ish. Well, what do you mean you don't want to have kids? I don't understand why you don't want to have kids. Blah 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 blah. Well, I'm trying not to pay attention because she's getting louder and louder. Next thing I know, I look over and Wolf throws his hands up in the air, looking at this girl with an absolute straight face and calm, as this girl's kind of freaking out, and says, "Wow, you are the craziest bitch I've ever met in my life. Thank you. You are the reason I'm still single and I don't have kids." And he gets up and walks out of the bar to have a cigarette. And she doesn't even react. She goes back and she's still sipping on the same Miller Lite. She's now been there probably an hour and a half. So I've at this point served her 2 drinks because Wolf ended up buying her a drink. And I served her initial one. So she's not inebriated at all. She's just absolutely, absolutely nuts. Next thing I know, she goes over to another one of my regular patrons, Joey, and starts leaning on him, blah, 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 blah. Next thing I know, Wolf comes back in the bar, and Joey's walking out of the bar with this girl to go out back because we have like a back patio type area. Anyway, so now Wolf and I are discussing, wow, like, I haven't even touched all the stuff this woman has done has said on the night. She was absolutely, absolutely crazy. I didn't want to serve her anymore, so I didn't. I stopped at those 2 beers because, listen, I'm not putting myself in any line of fire on anything. This girl definitely was on the nuts side. So anyway, next thing I know, his name, but Joey walks in and with her, and he goes to take her home. I'm like, now Wolf's laughing. I'm like, man, Joe, just be careful. What are you doing? So I close up the bar and I get a text about 10, 15 minutes later as I'm cleaning, and it's from Joey. He's like, don't worry, man. I just got her out of there. I dropped her off at her house. She lived 2 miles up the road, and I got the fuck away from her. I was like, thank God. I didn't want any of my regulars getting caught up with that craziness. But whatever. That's the life of a bartender. There's so many crazy situations I run into, and hey, I'll mention a couple more as we go on in the next few weeks, and maybe bring up some ones as they happen. So anyway, wow, I didn't realize I rambled on for so long. So listen, let me get running, and I will be right back after this break. And this week I'm gonna do a little bit of history as usual, and this week I'm gonna be doing this wrestling magazine from 1988 featuring The Powers of Pain. We will be right back.
And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB. The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite 4-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the After Show, found here only on the Monty and the Pharaoh channels. Oof. Another episode down the drains. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it. And you have to make sure that you support all the shows on the Monty and the Pharaoh Show, including the new Mantar Memoirs. And this week it was featured at Wednesday night at 9 p.m. I believe it may be going to Tuesdays at 9 p.m., but I will update you with that when it comes up. So As always, I got to send a special thanks out to Michael Monty and Jimmy Farrow, because if it weren't for you guys, I would not have this show going. And I thank you guys daily for that opportunity that you have provided me. And as always, you can find my show at 10:30 following the Monty and the Pharaoh show. And Monty and the Pharaoh can be found at 9 p.m. every Thursday live on Spotify, YouTube, and Twitch, and also that Intuitive app. Well, on that note, I gotta get out of here. It's been a good night. Thank you guys for everything, and until next week, we will see you then. Good night, guys.